It's been one heck of a long day here in New York City. Unfortunately, it's not that warm anymore. And as you can tell, there's a lot of construction going on behind me. Yes, my head may be pounding, but I do have some good news. It's after 4 o'clock, the markets are closed. And in order to ease the pain from all this drilling on the ground, I have myself a drink in hand. All better. Now, after yesterday's momentous rise, U.S. stocks, they declined Wednesday afternoon, pausing after its initial rise following a decline in companies that reported earnings earlier today. Now, after the open, the government reported wholesale prices increasing the most in more than 1 year in April. Producer prices, they were up 0.6%, and applications for mortgages, they also edged a bit higher last week as rates fell to their lowest level since November. But investors were also tracking corporate news and earnings that, well, failed to impress. Deere declining after cutting its full-year revenue outlook, and Macy's, that reversed course, falling after the retailer reported slightly better than expected earnings as sales unexpectedly dropped. And after a 5-session streak of gains, the Dow Jones Industrial Average declining as much as 103 points. The S&P 500 falling about 0.5%, with consumer discretionaries the hardest hit, and extending declines into a second session, the Nasdaq dropping right now about 0.3%. Now, for every 2 shares rising, roughly 3 fell over at the New York Stock Exchange this afternoon. Let's now take a look to see how the markets closed out this loud and volatile session. And we conclude with shares of the New York Times. That's right, the New York Times. And I'm still wondering if people even still read that paper and still get that giant Bible stack on Sundays anymore. And I guess people do read it online, but people still have to pay for it, and why would they? But either or, the New York Times shares, they dropped after the company said that Jill Abramson, its executive editor, was unexpectedly leaving the position, to no one's surprise. So there you have it. Kick back, relax, enjoy the rest of the day. The weather's not that great, but hopefully you have a drink in hand just like I do. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning, and hopefully it'll be a little bit quieter. Until then, from ModernWallStreet.com, I'm James Swinney.